by at work, playing a role in public. Privately, I kept drowning in my own self-pity. I felt sorry for myself. I lost sight of how truly blessed I was and how much I had going for myself. My life was spiraling out of control.
I'm going through my my Facebook post, right? And all I did, Amanda, was I just posted your tease video.
Right.
36,000 people reacted to it. More than like 500 comments.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Talking about and I think that speaks to the amount of people that really love you in the city.
That's right.
And for you to come out and talk about your life and, you know, what happened and how you felt about all of it, I thought it was very brave of you. How did you feel about it? And what are you feeling now that this first part is aired on CBS 46 after last night at 11 o'clock?
I never looked at it as being brave. I look at it as it's what happened. It is about the facts, and it's about I'm not the only one. I learned that in treatment, and that was a source of great comfort and relief. And I wanted to share that with others who are still struggling, that there is help and there is hope.
Maria Boynton from our news department is here as well as Wanda. And I think what I said to Maria and Wanda, we were talking about you coming on.
Right.
I said, you know, people have so many different opinions about all of this.
Exactly.
And they run the gamut. But I'm looking at some of the comments on Facebook. You know, LaToya Lee Crumpler says, so glad she's sharing her story and putting it in her own words. She's accepting responsibility and living in her truth. Alcoholism is a disease, and it only gets worse if not properly treated.
That's right.
So there's tons of support. But before you got to this point, how much of it was denial for you?
Oh, denial is a big part of it, truly. One of the biggest issues was that I didn't fit what I thought was an alcoholic. I thought of an alcoholic as someone who drank every day, sun up to sundown. They woke up reaching for a drink. They had to have it. They had symptoms if they didn't have a drink. They had the shakes, and they needed a drink to calm down and to get through the day. That was not me. I drank to be social. People wouldn't think it, but I'm really shy and introverted. And drinking would loosen me up and make me happy. And so people expected me from being on TV to be social and outwardly friendly and talkative and what have you. And so I might have a drink to do that, particularly if you're in a lot of social settings,
Right.
which you are in this business.
When we come back,
Yes.
you know, Wanda has something she wants to say. Maria has some things she wants to say.
Absolutely.
And even some of the comments about, you know, they weren't all perfect.
Absolutely.
There were some people who had some things they wanted to say as well. And, of course, the phone lines will be open, 741-WV, because you are a TV icon. And, of course, you know, I guess going from being on the news to being in the news is something you also had to deal with.
Yes, but from the outset, let me say, I was really trapped with thinking that being a news anchor was who I was. But I know that's not true. That's just what I did. That wasn't me. And people need to understand that. And I think that's part of the whole controversy when you make people role models, athletes, entertainers. That's just what they do. That's not the person that they are. And to use young people's terms, if they still say this, you know, don't get it twisted.
8:11 right now. They don't say it, but we'll go.
But you know, I'm always late. I'm always late.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Cool Breeze. Okay, we'll be back with more in a minute. Don't get it twisted, boy. You a trip. How many parts is this series, Amanda?
3 parts.
3-part series aired last night on CBS 46, and when we went to break, was queuing it up for Wanda and our own Maria Boynton.
Yes.
So I'll let y'all go ahead.
Okay, so Amanda, good morning.
Good morning, Wanda.
I am one of those people that was very, 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 very upset with you. And the reason why I was really upset, I remember the morning I came in and Ryan was so excited that you were coming back to TV. So he shared that with me, and it made me excited, very happy, more than you probably ever know, like really happy, because I know people go through things in life, and I'm never one to judge, but I was so happy when you sat in that chair and you told us that you were getting ready to go back to work. Oh my God, you have no idea what that made me feel like. And I know when Ryan read the numbers this morning of how many people looked at that internet, it speaks volumes of how many people like you. I was really mad with you because I felt like you had chance after chance after chance after chance. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a very smart lady. Very smart lady. And I didn't understand the part that you didn't go and get the help, but you led us on to make us think that you were going back to work and everything was fine. And that just wasn't the case.
Denial is a big part of alcoholism. And as I said before, because I didn't drink every day, I didn't believe I was an alcoholic. And I believed that I could control my drinking, which is not true, which is why a lot of people are alcoholics, because you falsely believe that you can control it. And that's not the case. And until your risks outweigh the benefits of drinking, you may not ever realize it. I think you may know someone that you keep thinking, why don't they stop drinking? They have bad things happen to them, but they keep drinking. Genetics are 50 to 60% of the problem. A lot of times it's coupled with mental illness. There are reasons, underlying reasons. Drinking is just a symptom of another problem. And as I mentioned, I came to find out that I was depressed. I'm not making excuses. These are just facts.
But remember that morning when you said...
I was happy.
Yeah, okay, but remember the morning you sat in there? And I'm going to tell you what I said when you left. When you left here, I looked at Ryan. I said, I think Amanda was a little toasty this morning. And in my heart, like I looked at your eyes and you were happy, but I felt like you had been drinking that morning. And then that's when I got angry. That's when I got upset. That's when I got mad, because I'm like, they keep giving her chance after chance. So to me, if we're family and we're friends, if you know you're getting ready to go back to work and you don't say, hey Ryan or hey Wanda, whoever, Maria or whoever, I know I'm getting ready to go back to work and I'm ready to do this thing, but I can't stop. I don't think Ryan would say, well, Amanda, just go on and start. We would try and get
First
you some
of all,
help.
Wanda, I have never been on the air. I have never done a public appearance after drinking. That's not the drinker I am. I care too much about my job to jeopardize it in that way. This job is hard enough and stressful enough to be under the influence trying to pull that off. So I don't know how you got that impression.
Well, being in this business.
But that did not happen. Secondly, you mentioned I got chance after chance. No, I didn't. I got one chance after the first DUI in the 90s. And then I retired in 2013, and Channel 46 called me in 2015. So I didn't get chance after chance. And as I mentioned, I'm not aware that I had a problem.
Okay.
Or to acknowledge that I had a problem, to ask for help.
Right.
It wasn't until the third DUI, when those lights came on, it clicked in my head that I've got a problem. If it were as easy as to say, oh, I've got a problem, everyone would get help. But how many people do you know that have a problem with some kind of addiction that don't get help?
Right now, 847 People Station V103, home of the Ryan Kevin Morning Show with Wanda Smith. Amanda Davis is in the studio with us, along with Maria Boynton. And Maria, we were going to break, and you said you wanted to talk about, you've been following Amanda for years.
Long admirer of yours, Amanda.
Thank you.
I have to tell you that one has to have strength to even take the time to decide they're going to be in this business that we've chosen as our career.
That's right.
Long admired you. And of course, I was reading the article, last night's interview. It talks about how 6 years ago, that's when it really, the problem started. I got to tell you, I was out covering news about 20 years ago, and I remember hearing that you had a DUI then 20 years ago.
Right.
Was that the first time? Was that the start of it? Or what happened?
No, that happened after a holiday party.
Okay.
And in treatment, they talk about anyone can get a DUI.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a second DUI, that should raise a red flag. If you have a third DUI, you've got a problem.
You talked about
Some people
Mm-hmm.
can never get a DUI and realize they have a problem. Some people will get 4 or more and never get treatment.
Sorry
So
to keep-
there's no cookie cutter, way to describe what prompts you to get help. There's just something that has to click in you. No one can tell you you've got a problem. Sometimes that'll make you run the other way.
Right.
It's just something that has to click in you that makes you say, okay, enough. I've got to get some help.
calm, cool, collected. I saw that in you years ago as you were anchoring the news on Fox 5 WAGA. And then about 5 years ago, I got to tell you, you looked troubled to me. You looked uncomfortable being on set. It was as if someone pushed you onto the set. You sat there, you'd be fumbling with your hands. What was going on then? Was that really when it got really at its worst for you?
I was unhappy. My personal life was a mess. I thought I had found the love of my life, and it turned out not to be. And I had a hard time accepting that and understanding that. And I didn't handle it well. And so to mask the hurt feelings, I started drinking more. And because I was alone, I drank more. So that was really the beginning of it.
All right, we have a phone call here for Amanda. Hello, V103.
Good morning.
Hey, she can hear you. Go ahead.
Hi. Amanda, I would like to say I wish you well,
Thank you.
and you are one of the best to have ever done it.
Oh, thank you. You're very kind. I appreciate it.
Yes, and I also would like to add to Wanda. I think she's overreacting because alcoholism is a disease. You can't expect somebody to tell you something that they don't know themselves.
Right. And I get that part. I think the part for me is, okay, I understand it is an addiction and it is denial. And I guess I look for people to say, okay, if I got in trouble one time, then I got in trouble again, I have to ask someone for help. But you're in trouble with the law. So after the second time, my thing is, do we ask for help? That's my point. That's the point I'm making. I would go and
Wanda,
say,
first of all, you have to realize that you need help in order to ask for help.
right.
And sometimes that takes time.
And for me, it took a third DUI.
Right.
And then it clicked. And
Yes.
also in the interim, I went back to church and I had that healing take place in my life.
Yes,
And I realized that I needed help.
yes.
And so some people are fortunate. They may have one DUI, they may not have any DUIs.
Yes.
And they realize they need help. Others, they may have 4 or 5 and
That's
may
true.
still not get help. It's
Right.
not a cookie cutter situation.
It's not.
Everybody's different.
Everybody's different.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love you.
And I love her too. And I think that, that's why I'm hurt. I want the best for her. I love Amanda. You know what I mean? And it's
Yes.
like my sister in this business. And it is my job to say, if you need me or if you need us, come and tell us. Honestly, I looked at her face that morning. I was so happy for her to have her job back. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
don't think that it's just tough love because I
Okay.
want her to do well.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, baby.
Thank you. Love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
8:51 right now. Amanda, we got about 30 seconds here. We'll be watching tonight for the rest of the series, of course, at 11 o'clock. I mean, I'm sure the ratings were through the roof, as I said about the Facebook post. As we go to break, what is it that you want to say to all of the millions of fans that you have out there that wish you the best?
Yes.
I want to say thank you for your love and support. It means the world to me. And if you're struggling with an addiction or mental illness, there is help out there. You don't have to suffer in silence. Get help. There's no shame in it. Extinguish the guilt. Don't let judgment keep you from being saved. And let go and let God work.
We love you. We want to see you back on TV.
When you coming back?
Thank you.
We love you.
That's not my goal.
It's coming.
That's not in the conversation.
You know what, Maria?
I just wanted to share this.
God got this. She's going to be fine.
8:53 right now. Thank you, Amanda. 7 before the hour of 9 o'clock. Jim Basile.
Ryan Cameron.
What's going on, man?
We still have some slow traffic on the downtown.